This quick edit tip helps to create smoother transitions. Use audio to bridge between sections of a cut or scenes in a film. There's a specific type of pre-lap edit, commonly referred to as a sound bridge. A sound bridge occurs when the sound of the next scene begins while images of the last scene remain on screen. Sound bridges provide continuity in a film by avoiding awkwardness and abruptness while connecting two different scenes in succession. There are three notable sound bridge types. First, there's the dialogue sound bridge, where we hear the dialogue of the next scene before we see it. Here's an example from the film Terminator Genisys.
We're years away from making this thing work. But when we do, boom. Boom.
Tomorrow, the waiting is over. Thanks to all of you.
We hear the line, "Tomorrow the waiting is over," before we see the crowd scene. By having that line play over John Connor's face, almost like he's thinking it in his head, it provides insight into his character, and it also serves as narrative foreshadowing. We can utilize this concept in our own editing. Let's take a look at this scene transition from an exterior street to an interior bar. One of these versions has the sound bridge, and one does not.
And I assume you're in engineering.
I am, and I would very much like to buy you a drink. What made you want to be a tech reporter?
Oh, both my parents were journalists. And I assume you're in engineering.
I am, and I would very much like to buy you a drink. What made you want to be a tech reporter?
Oh, both my parents were journalists.
In this first version without the sound bridge, the line, "What made you want to be a tech reporter?" was heard over its corresponding location, the bar.
What made you want to be a tech reporter?
Oh, both my parents were journalists.
In our dialogue sound bridge version, we heard this line while we're still on the street.
What made you want to be a tech reporter?
Oh, both my parents were journalists.
By playing that line of dialogue here, we make a solid thematic connection between the question being asked and the subject of the question, namely the woman. We're also able to linger a little bit longer on her reaction to being asked out on a date. A second sound bridge type is the sound effects sound bridge. Let's take a look at how this club scene in The Matrix transitions into the next scene.
It's looking for you. And it will find you if you want it to.
The club music in the background incorporates a discordant sound that progressively sounds more and more like an alarm clock until we cut to an actual alarm clock, in this case to indicate that it's been a dream. The transition moves the film along in an artistic fashion, in addition to mirroring the real-life phenomenon of our brain, which can sometimes incorporate a sound that we hear while sleeping into a dream. Here, let's look at how this woman's dramatic reaction plays out. Now, let's see how we altered the scene so that we can hear the sound of the computer typing before we see it. Hearing that sound effect on her face adds a bit of mystery surrounding its source, and it draws us smoothly into the next scene. It's giving the viewer an idea of what to expect in the narrative. That's a sound effects sound bridge. And finally, there's the music sound bridge. Let's see that in action in this scene from Get Out.
Let's get this party back on track. How about sparklers and bingo?
We're gonna go on a walk.
You sure? Shall we?
My cousin's epileptic. That wasn't a seizure, right?
The party host tries to lighten things up a bit with some banter.
How about sparklers and bingo?
We're gonna go on a walk.
You sure? shall we?
But that forlorn piano introduces the tension of the upcoming conversation and prepares the audience for a suspenseful plot turn. Here, our protagonist has an inspiration strike during a conversation.
What if she just doesn't like me?
There's only one way to find out, right? What?
Now, let's hear that altered so that the music starts while we're still on the street.
What if she just doesn't like me?
There's only one way to find out, right? What?
The insistent electronic beat embodies the thoughts going on in our hero's head.
What?
And propelled by the music, the mood of inspiration and discovery is connected seamlessly across the scenes. A skillfully constructed sound bridge can provide pivotal information about the narrative and cue your audience by letting them know what to expect so that they're not confused or unintentionally surprised. There's no right or wrong way, but using audio to transition scenes is one of the most basic and useful techniques in an editor's arsenal. Hey there! For tons more free editing training, head over to our website at filmeditingpro.com/free training. Here you can download free editing guides along with high-quality video training courses created by our team of professional Hollywood editors. Our tutorials cover a wide range of editing topics, like cutting awesome movie trailers, editing action scenes, how to work with music and sound design, and a lot more. All of these free guides and videos are available at filmeditingpro.com/free training. I'll see you next time.